English teacher. Hope all of you are well. Students, today we are going to discuss chapter number 9, Madam Rides the Bus, from your book First Flight. This chapter is written by Valli Kannan. It is a pseudonym of R.S. Krishnaswamy. He is a Tamil writer, journalist, critic and translator from Tamil Nadu. He has won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1978. This story has a very simple theme. It talks about the curiosity of the children, and the children remain curious until they experience these things and understand how they are. The story is about a little girl named Valli. So now let us move on to the line-to-line explanation of the chapter. There was a girl named Valliamai who was called Valli for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. So there was a girl and her name was Valliamai, but people used to call her Valli for short. So what is the meaning of curious? Curious is someone who wants to know more details about certain things. So here this girl Valli, she was about 8 years old and she wanted to know more and more about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in the front doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. So her favorite pastime, how she used to spend her time was that by standing at the front doorway and looking outside. So there was nothing else in those days, like we have mobile phones and other gadgets. We have enough of things to spend our time. But in the good old days, there was nothing like that, not even a radio or a TV in every house. So the children just go out of the houses and play with each other. And this girl Valliamai had nothing to spend time about with. So what she used to do, she used to stand at the doorway and watch what was happening outside. So playmates mean friend. She did not have friends of her own age, so she was all alone, and the only thing she could do was stand at her doorway and look outside what was happening in the street. So this is how she used to spend her time. But for Valli, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new unusual experiences. So even though Valli could not play with friends, looking at the outside affairs was just as entertaining, and she came to know about many things by standing at the doorway and watching the street. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that travelled between her village and the nearest town. So, what is the most interesting or fascinating thing? The most interesting thing was the bus that used to go from her village to the nearest town. So the most interesting thing for Valli was watching this bus that passed through her street. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. So every day, twice, she was able to see the bus, once in the morning as it is going to the town, and second time when it was returning from the town. So this way, every day she used to watch the bus twice. The sight of the bus, filled each time with a new set of passengers, was a source of unending joy for Valli. So what was the unending joy for Valli? It was the bus that goes every day. But what more interesting was every day? It has new set of passengers. So this was interesting for Valli. So she used to keep looking at the bus every day. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. So what happened? Every day she used to stand at the doorway and kept looking at the bus. By looking at the bus, every time a small wish grew up in her mind. That means she had a small wish. So what was that small wish? She wanted to take a ride on the bus for at least once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Wally would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. So, this wish to ride on the bus at least once became stronger and stronger, and it became an overwhelming desire. What is overwhelming desire? It is something that could not be controlled, so somehow she wanted to have a ride on the bus at least once. And every day, Wally would stare wistfully. What is wistfully? Wistfully mean being sad, thinking about something that you want and you do not have. So here, she also had a desire to ride on the bus, but it was not possible for her to get into the bus. Their faces would kindle in her longings, dreams, and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Wally would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, "Proud, proud." So, when she looks at them, she used to again think of riding the bus. She also wanted to go into the bus just like those people. So, her dream would become alive. So, what would Wally do sometimes if a friend would climb on the bus and they would have a ride and come back? And when they explained to her all the sights they had seen, she would become very angry and jealous because they were able to have a ride, and she would shout back something in English. So, what she used to say, she would shout, "Proud, proud." Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. So, nobody, neither Wally or her friends, understood what is the meaning of proud, but they used it considering its meaning to be disapproval. That means they don't like something when they used the word proud. That is how they used to take it. Over many days and months, Wally listened carefully to conversations between her neighbors and people who regularly used the bus, and she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. So the author says that Wally would listen to the people as she did not have any other work to do. So, other than staring at the bus, she also used to listen to the conversations of people, neighbors, and who used to travel by the bus. And she used to understand a lot about this bus travel. And sometimes she also used to ask few questions here and there to clear her doubts about the bus ride. What is the meaning of discrete questions? It means clear questions. So, now by asking the questions, by talking to the people and listening to their conversation, Wali used to understand about the bus ride because she had a growing desire in her to take the bus ride. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. So, this way, she would try to understand how a bus journey would be and what are the things you need to know. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paise one way, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well dressed man say, but to Wali, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. The trip through the town took 45 minutes. So, from her village, the town was 6 miles, and the ticket cost was 30 paise for one way. For them, 30 paise in those days was a huge amount. It is not like what we now have. So, getting 30 paise itself was very difficult. So, the time that bus took from the village to the town was 45 minutes. So, these were the details that Wally understood. So, you need to have 30 paise to travel one way, and it took 45 minutes to reach the town, and town was also 6 miles from the village. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paise, she could return home on the same bus. So, what did Wali understand? If she had 30 paise, she could go to the town, and if she sit in the same bus and she paid 30 paise more, she would be able to return. So in total she needs 60 paise. So she could go to the town and come back. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home by about 2:45. So this was a calculation that she did because she knew that it took 45 minutes to reach the town and another 45 minutes to come back. So she says that if she takes the 1 o'clock bus, she can reach the town at 1:45, and again when the bus comes back another 45 minutes, so she would reach her home at about 2:45. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. So she was calculating about all these things, about the money and the time, and she also was planning how she must ride the bus. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon, the bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" and a tiny hand was raised commandingly. So what happened? It was a spring day one day. The bus was ready to go. It was about to turn to the highway, and when bus was ready to go, somebody was shouting to stop the bus. So people in the bus could see a small hand lifted, means somebody was raising the hand to stop the bus. The bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, said, "Hurry then, tell whoever it is to come quickly." So the conductor knew that somebody wanted to get into the bus. So he just looked out of the door and then he asked the driver, and the driver slowed down the bus. Then he asked, "Come quickly." He asked the person to come quickly. And who is that who raised the little hand? She was none other than Vali. She had a chance now to get into the bus, so she stopped the bus and got into it. "It's me," shouted Wally. "I'm the one who has to get on." By now the bus had come to a stop and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." So Wally shouted. She said that it was she only who wanted to get into the bus. The conductor looked at her, and looking at her, that she was a very small girl, he said, "Is that you? So are you the one who wants to get into the bus?" "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Wally, still standing outside the bus. "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. So Wally said yes, she was the one. She had to go into the bus because she had to go to the town, and she stretched out her hand to show the money for the ticket. Okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her. "Never mind," she said, "I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." So when conductor saw the coins, he said, "Okay, first get into the bus, then only you can go to the town." And he stretched out his hand to help her. He wanted to help her to get in, so he stretched out his hand. But she did not want his help. She said she could get into the bus by herself. The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." So conductor was not a serious man. He was a friendly person and he liked to joke a lot. So by looking at the small girl, because she did not want his help, he said in a very friendly manner, "Oh, don't get angry with me, my fine madam." He addressed her as madam because she was having her own way of talking, and he told her to take a seat at front. So he was addressing her as a madam and asking everybody to leave some space for the madam so that she could get inside. It was the slack time of day and there were only 6-7 passengers on the bus. So what is slack time? Not the prime time. That means not much people travel at that time. So only few people were there in the bus. And how many people were there? Only 6 or 7. They were all looking at Wali and laughing with the conductor. Wali was overcome with shyness. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. So all the people were looking at Wali and laughing with the conductor because small girl was talking so much and they started laughing. And Wali became shy because people were looking and laughing at her. So what did she do? She did not bother about whether other people were looking at her. So what did she do? She found the seat and sat there, avoiding everyone's eyes. May we start now, madam? The conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward with a roar. So the conductor once again asked her, making fun of her, can we start, madam? So after she sat down, conductor blew his whistle and the bus started moving forward. It was a new bus. Its outside painted a gleaming white with some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like silver. Directly in front of Wali, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. So the bus was painted and it was a new bus and its paint was kind of green and white stripes outside. The bars inside were also shining like silver. So there was a clock also inside the bus. Seats were also very soft and comfortable because of the new bus. Wali devoured everything with her eyes, but when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of a window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. So after looking inside, she wanted to look outside. So when she looked outside, what happened? The window by which she was sitting was half covered with canvas blind. So she could not see the lower part. So what did she do? She stood upon the seat and tried to look outside. What is peering, examining for a long time, looking for a long time. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was the canal and beyond it palm trees, grassland, distant mountains and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch and then acres and acres of green fields. Green, green, green as far as the eye could see. So now the bus is moving forward and she could see a canal by its side. What is canal? A small passway for water. So the road was also very narrow. It was very thin. So just beyond the canal, she could see grassland and mountains, blue sky and palm trees. All these were visible. And on other side, there were acres and acres of green fields as far as I could see. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You should not stand like that. Sit down. So she was enjoying the sight outside. Then suddenly somebody called out because she was standing on the seat. Somebody told her to sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. So Polly wanted to see who shouted at her. So when she turned, she saw it was an old man and he was really concerned about her because he thought she might fall down. But Wally did not like when he told her to sit down because she was standing and having a good time enjoying the scenery outside. There's nobody here who's child, she said haughtily. I've paid my 30 paise like everyone else. So Wali felt very proud and she did not like the man calling her child, and she said there is no child here, and she said that she was not riding for free as she paid her 30 paise like everyone else and told him not to call her a child. The conductor chimed in, oh sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? So, what is the meaning of chimed in? It means he also agreed with the other person and continued to talk. What did he say? He said not to call her a child as she was a grown up person. She was a madam. See, she has paid her own money like everybody else, and you can see she is also traveling to the city all alone. And the conductor told him not to call her a child. Wali shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I'm not a madam, please remember that. So, Wali did not like the way conductor making fun of her by calling her madam, and she very angrily told him not to call her madam. Please remember that, and you have not yet given me my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Wali too joined in the laughter. So Wali also told the conductor that he had not yet given her ticket. So the conductor, we know that he was a jolly fellow. He mimicked her the way she was talking and replied, telling her yes, he was going to give her a ticket then. So the people in the bus started laughing, and Wali, also started to laugh. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? So she asked for the ticket, and conductor now gave the ticket. Conductor told her to sit down as she paid for a full ticket. Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. So this girl, Wali, said that she wanted to stand. So she stood up and said this. So the conductor told her that she may get fall and get hurt when the bus would make a sudden turn or hits a bump. And somebody said that's why they were asking her to sit down. So immediately she got angry, and she said that she was not a child and said that she was an 8 years old girl. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I'm 8 years old. So Wali said that she told him that she was not a child. She got irritated when someone addressed her as a child. Of course, how stupid of me. 8 years, my. So the conductor said, yes, 8 years is something great. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Wali finally sat down. So now the conductor got busy as new passengers got in the bus. So Wali thought that if she stands up and the bus seat is looking empty, so she may lose her seat. So she sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Wali as the bus started again. So when she sat down, and another lady, elderly woman, came and sat next to her. So this old lady asked the girl whether she was alone. So what is absolutely repulsive? Something very disgusting, something you don't like to look at all. So Wali did not like the look of the old lady, as she had big holes in her earlobes. She wore ugly big earrings, and she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing, and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Ugh, who could be so sociable with such a person? So, the lady who sat next to Wali, she was chewing betel nuts, and her mouth was full of the betel juice, and she thought that any moment the juice would come out of her mouth. So Wali thought, who would like to sit with such a person, as she was looking very ugly, her mannerisms were also not good. So Wali did not like to sit beside this lady. Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I've got a ticket too. So when the old lady asked Wali if she was going alone, traveling alone, then Wali very boldly, in a very harsh manner, told her that yes, she was traveling alone, and she also told her that she took a ticket also. Yes, she's on her way to town, said the conductor with a 30 paise ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your business? Said Wally. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But the old woman went on with her drivel. And the conductor continued to talk and told the lady that yes, she was going to the town with the 30 paise ticket. Wally was not happy when the conductor spoke and told conductor to mind his business. But then what happened? She did not get angry with the conductor. She started laughing, and so the conductor as well. But the old woman who was sitting beside Wally continued to talk nonsense. Drivel mean talking nonsense. She was just going on asking her lot of things. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What's the street? What's the house number? So she asked Wally that she was such a young girl. Is that correct that she travelled alone? Women asked Wally lot of questions that why was she travelling alone, which of the street she was going to, what's the house number. So all these things she wanted to know. You need not bother about me. I can take care of myself, Wally said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. So Wally told the woman not to bother about her. She would take care of herself. Wally did not want to be disturbed. She told the lady to keep quiet, and then she started looking out of the window for enjoying the sceneries outside. So this is the part 1 of the chapter Madam Rides the Bus. We'll continue the part 2 in next video. Thank you.